That's what I'm talking about.
Very nice. Episode 5. A different drum, right?
Yep, different drum.
This episode, it starts off with Billy being goofy. Messes up one of Kimberly's... I guess she teaches gymnasts now.
Or a dance class.
Yeah. And it's actually, as a little guest star, a deaf girl.
Yeah, this is probably part of those lessons that you were talking about last weekend. Mm-hmm. What I really like about this episode is that the lesson, the conflict and the lesson are tied together very well and are very, very natural. I really like this style of writing. It handles the narrative very, very well. In fact, I'm actually willing to say that the weakest part of this episode might be the Power Rangers fight, surprisingly enough.
Irony.
The Power Rangers fight. The stock footage is the worst part of this film.
Well, let's don't get too ahead.
Episode.
Don't get too far ahead. I don't feel like it so much. Why don't you explain the story this time?
Okay, so, as you were saying, they were having this dance class, and there's this deaf girl and her friends. Now, Rita decides that she's going to defeat the Power Rangers with music. So she creates a monster that hypnotizes people with music. And the monster hypnotizes some of the local teenagers to follow him into a cave as a trap for the Power Rangers. The deaf girl, not being able to hear the music, doesn't fall under the spell, and so goes to the Power Rangers and asks them to help.
Well,
she doesn't know that they're the Power Rangers.
Well, goes to Jason and asks for help, which I'd go to him too. He looks pretty strong.
And so then we have the fight, and essentially it wraps up after that.
Some notes in between that. Bulk and Skull were at their pretty high today, actually being a bully for once.
Yeah, and it was actually a very well done bullying scene. And then, of course, we have,
He kicked the stool.
That kicking of the stool, that was very well done. And the way he stood up, Jason stood up to pretend to fight, like he was about to fight, that's handled very, very well. That was done really well. In fact, I'm going to say that this is probably my favorite episode so far.
Although one thing I found really weird, just randomly they wanted to change every name, get rid of power out of everything. All the Rangers, they said different names for their weapons, like Dino Daggers, something Cannon for the Black Ranger. Even the Megazord, it wasn't Power Sword, it was like Mighty Sword or something.
Megazord, the Mega Sword.
Mega Sword, yeah.
The Mega Sword for the Megazord.
Also, that's my one problem with it. It's got all this build-up and with a lot of drama, civilians in danger, but then the Rangers show up, they fight, destroy it. It's really fast, just like that. Then they don't even show the rescue, really. It just cuts to them being rescued.
The Power Ranger stuff is very, very quickly. It wraps it up very quickly. But the thing about it, what I really like, is that there's context for this conflict. There's an actual threat here. It isn't just, Monster of the Week. There's an actual thing here. And the lesson itself, unlike the environmental episode a few episodes back, the lesson that they're trying to get ties directly into the conflict of the episode. There's a direct link between one and the other, and it is beautifully handled.
They handled deaf very well, sign language.
Oh yeah, the issue of sign language and and kind of the importance of learning sign language. It's done very well, and I think that I'm actually rather interested to try to learn sign language because of the episode. It's very well handled. I highly recommend it.
That's saying something there. So, final statement?
For my final rating, I actually want to give this episode, I think, should be the very first 5 out of 5. I love this episode. I hope that there are more like it.
I mostly agree, but I'm going to take 1 point off for the rushed resolution, so 4 out of 5 for me.
I can get over the quickened resolution, just because that's the nature of how Power Rangers kinds of goes. It has the very, very fast. It isn't going to be until a little later when they have more more developed fight sequences. They're still trying to get that cycle in, but
Yeah,
this is...
It's like what you said with the stock footage being the weakest. There's a couple parts in the stock footage that they just scrapped something. Like how the monster turns invisible when messing with its shoes. That's something that was in the Sentai version. Like, it put them on backwards and it went invisible. And...
it doesn't really do anything with that later.
And Squat eating a bug. Just randomly. It was like a kid in the Sentai one. Just, I don't know why they kept that bit in. But, yeah. Best episode so far, easily.
Uh-huh. And so now we'll see you guys at the next episode, Food Fight.
Oh, that one I do remember.
I know.
We'll see you then. Bye.
See you guys.